Welcome to a whole new world of design. Just like Aladdin soared over Agrabah on his magic carpet, today we're going to soar through Canvas AI tools and discover how they can transform your classroom. Think of these tools like your teaching genie, saving you time, sparking creativity, and granting you wishes you didn't even know you had. And here's some extra magic. If you'd like a copy of this presentation so you can follow along and play, you can use the bit.ly link or scan the QR code right on this screen. That way, you can take this magic carpet ride again anytime you'd like. Let's talk about Magic Write. Think of this as your teaching genie for anything that involves words. Whether you need to brainstorm lesson ideas, create a rubric, draft a parent email, create a student writing prompt, or even simplify a tricky passage, Magic Write is ready to grant that wish. And just like Aladdin learned, the real magic isn't the genie doing everything for you. It's in using those wishes wisely. Magic Write handles the heavy lifting so you can spend your energy where it matters most, engaging with your students. Over the next few slides, I'm going to show you the different kinds of wishes this genie can grant. Sometimes we get stuck mid-thought, right? You start typing subplans and suddenly you're not sure what to say next, or you get interrupted and you lose your train of thought. Maybe you begin writing directions for a project and just can't quite wrap it up. Maybe you're drafting a professional reflection and the words just stop flowing. Well, that's where continue writing feels like having Genie by your side. You give it the start, click on continue writing, and poof, it carries your thought forward. You're still in control, but it keeps the magic carpet moving when you hit a bump. So here is my original paragraph. To open up Magic Write, I'm going to click on that paragraph. Then I'm going to select the Magic Write button. This is where you have all of your different choices as to which magic feature you want to use. In this case, we are going to select Continue Writing. And you will see it is thinking, and it added on to what was already there. Now, let's say it wasn't exactly what you wanted. You could select more like this, or you could select this but. I selected this but because let's say I wanted it written for middle schoolers. And now it wrote it for middle schoolers. And let's say you decided you didn't like that one, right up here, you can always go back. Then you can choose whether you want to copy this text or if you want to insert it and replace the paragraph that was already there. Now, sometimes the problem isn't getting stuck, it's saying too much. And I'm one of those people that I'm a bit of a rambler. So, you know those directions that look more like a novel than a quick step by step? Or what about those parent emails where you realize about halfway through that, guess what? No one is going to read this many words. Even sometimes our professional notes that we write can drag on way longer than they need to. And that is when shorten helps to save the day. Again, all you have to do is click your text box and then select the Magic Write icon and click shorten. The genie trims it down while keeping the meaning. Now, it's still your message, it's just cleaner and quicker. It's kind of like snapping your fingers and fitting the palace of Agrabah into a neat little lamp. You know those times when what you've written technically works, but the tone just isn't quite right? Maybe you wrote subplans that sound way too stiff and formal and you'd rather they feel conversational. Or you've drafted a parent email and it comes across pretty angry. Sometimes we need to reframe meeting notes into something easier to skim or adjust professional documentation so it sounds more polished. Even lesson reflections can benefit from a fresh spin so they feel more uplifting instead of flat. Here's a fun trick for you. If you use the this but button after you have selected rewrite, you can transform your writing into easy to follow bullet points. That's perfect for simplifying lesson directions, breaking down meeting notes, or giving staff quick takeaways without all the extra fluff. And that's where rewrite really shines. It's like handing your words to Genie and saying, "Can you give this a new outfit?" The same message, but new style. Just like Aladdin turning into Prince Ali. It's still Aladdin, but with a whole different presentation. Sometimes what we write gets the job done, but it's kind of boring. And let's be honest, if it feels boring to us, it's definitely going to feel boring to everyone else reading it. Students, parents, our staff. And that's where more fun comes in. Maybe you want your parent newsletter to sound less like a formal memo and more like a friendly conversation. Or you've got staff notes that could use a little sparkle so people actually read them. Even lesson directions can feel less like a checklist and more like an exciting invitation when they've got some personality to them. I've also used it for PD slides because us teachers deserve a little fun too, right? And hey, it even works when you're making announcements, when you want to make them stand out and start your day the right way. Genie was never dull. He always added humor, energy, and flair. And that's exactly what more fun does for your words. It takes your writing from meh to magical. On the flip side, sometimes what we've written is a little too casual. That's when more formal works its magic. Picture this. You've written an email to parents that sounds a bit chatty, but you want it to feel more professional. Or maybe you're drafting a note to your administrator and you realize, maybe I shouldn't use 3 exclamation points and a smiley face in this one. More formal steps in to save you from yourself. It's also perfect for grant applications or professional portfolios where every word counts. And don't forget official recommendations or reports or resumes. They always benefit from a polished tone. This is Jeannie swapping the jokes for a tuxedo. Same message, but dressed to impress. More formal, make sure your words match the importance of the moment. Okay, now let's talk about transform text. And this one is seriously powerful. On this slide, you'll notice that I only included the transformed script and not the original paragraph. And that's simply because I ran out of room to fit both onto one slide. The original paragraph was the exact same as we've been using in all these earlier examples, but I wanted to show you this specific example that I did. So this feature is an excellent example of how teachers can quickly create a reader's theater script specifically for your class, grade level, number of students, everything, right inside of Canva. You can take your regular text, tell it to transform into a reader's theater script, and suddenly you've got a classroom-ready script with parts for different readers. You don't have to worry about formatting. You don't have to worry about hunting for resources. It's done for you. But that's just the beginning. As a math interventionist, I know most students groan when they see word problems. With the transform text option, I can take what they're already studying, like colonial America in social studies, or the life cycle of a butterfly in science, or myths in reading, And I can ask Canva to turn that passage into math word problems. I can tell it specific standards that I want it to meet. I can tell it different grade levels. Whatever I need, I can tell it, and Canva will help me do. And instantly, math is woven right into the curriculum instead of floating off on its own. And if students are passionate about something outside of the curriculum, like baseball or animals, or in our school's case currently, Lilo and Stitch, I can do the same thing with those topics. And the groans suddenly turn into curiosity. And believe it or not, I even had a student ask for more story word problems to take home. You can also use this feature to break a long passage into individual slides. That means that Canva basically builds your presentation for you. Imagine dropping in a chunk of text, clicking transform, and boom, you've suddenly got a slideshow already perfectly organized, ready to go in your bullet points. Another great option is to transform text into a poem or a song lyric. And then sometimes you can put these lyrics into Suno and it will actually make it into a super exciting song that kids get stuck in their heads. This is a creative way to hook students at the start of a lesson or give them an unexpected twist on content they thought they already knew. Now, another example is think about the professional uses. You could take your meeting notes and transform them into a Q&A format so they're easier to review later. Or you can shift a block of text into a letter format when you want to model a new genre of writing for students. This is genie level transformation, taking one simple paragraph and giving you endless teaching resources you've never had time to create on your own. It's not just a new outfit for your words, it's a whole new world of possibilities. All right, now let's look at change voice. For this one, I'm actually going to show you a video so you can see exactly how it works. You'll notice in my example, I had a little bit of fun with it. I turned the paragraph into Yoda speak, because let's be honest, if you can make Aladdin sound like Yoda, you know you've got some true magic on your hands. But this tool isn't just about being silly. It has some more powerful teaching applications. In reading, this is fantastic when you're talking about how different characters speak in different ways. You can take the same passage and change the voice so it feels like it's coming from another character or perspective. It's a quick way to model voice in writing and show students how tone changes the meaning. It's also great for exploring how speech has changed over time. Imagine taking a modern paragraph and transforming it so it sounds like it was written in Shakespeare's day, or the other way around. That's an engaging way to connect literature and history. And let's not forget about the practical uses. You can make something more conversational or make it sound more like you, or maybe you want to have some fun and make it sound like another teacher in your building. So, yes, it's fun to make Genie talk like Yoda, but it's also an excellent way to teach about voice, explore how language evolves, and bring a fresh perspective to your writing. Now we're ready to change voice. Again, we click on the paragraph and then on Magic Write. Here's where this one is different. When I click on change voice, it has a custom voice I already had, which was my Yoda example, but you can add a new voice. So we're going to click add a new voice, add your sample text here. I used ChatGPT to write something up in the voice of Shakespeare, and here's what it gave me. Now I'm going to click Analyze Voice. It explains the description. If you agree with it, you can click Save. If you don't agree with it, you can change the section where you add your sample text. I'm going to click Save. Going to click my Magic Write again, change voice, and I'm going to go to Custom Voice 2. because that is where I have my Shakespearean voice. And here is what it gives me. And again, I can click this but if I want to add more details, or I can click replace or add below. In this case, I'm going to click add below just so you can see the difference. I'm going to pull this over and make it larger so you can read it better. And you can see that the language has changed from the original. Next up is generate quiz. For this one, I'm going to show you a quick video after this of how it works. You give Canva a passage, and the genie whips up quiz questions in seconds. So here's what makes this powerful for us as teachers. The questions it creates are tied directly to the text that you selected. So that means that when students answer, they're encouraged to go back and use the text as evidence, which is exactly what we want them to do. And the best part, you get to see the results. So you can quickly check who understood the passage and who might need more support. You can also see if there's any questions that several students or all of the students missed that tells you that you need to go back and reteach that standard. This is a fast and magical way to build comprehension checks, reading quizzes, or even exit tickets without starting from scratch. Think of it as Genie handing you ready to use questions and grading insight so you can spend your energy focusing on what really matters, helping the students understand the text and master those standards. Here is our paragraph that we want to create a question about. Like with the other Magic Write features, we're going to select the paragraph and our handy Magic Write function. Come down to generate quiz. And it's going to come up with a question based on this text. Now, you can put it anywhere on the slide you would like. Here's what I like. Up here, when you have your quiz question selected, you can edit it. You can choose exactly what the question asks, the quiz options. You can add options, take some away. You can even change what the footer says instead of submit. You can come over here to settings and choose whether you want to collect names or not. And under responses, it shows you who selected the different responses. So you know if there is one question many students missed, maybe you should reteach that standard. Magic Write really is like having a genie at your side. Whether you're whipping up a rubric, brainstorming lesson plans, adapting a passage to a different level, or generating writing prompts, it's there to grant your wish. The beauty is that you don't have to start from scratch. You've got a powerful partner helping you to create quickly so you can spend more time on the real magic, teaching. Now, let's look at Magic Media. These tools let you create images, graphics, and even videos with just a few words. Instead of searching forever for the perfect picture, you can create exactly what you need, kind of like summoning Genie for a custom illustration. Images can be generated in all kinds of styles: realistic, cartoon, watercolor, and so many more. This means your visuals can match the feel of your lesson, whether it's fun and playful or polished and professional. Graphics work the same way, but they're especially handy for things like posters, anchor charts, or student projects. It's like Genie stocking your classroom with tailor-made visuals. Now, how do you make these amazing AI images in Canva? It's pretty simple. come over here to your left-hand side and find Elements. You're going to scroll down to where you see AI Image Generator and select Generate Your Own. This is where you have your choices. You can make an image here, and underneath that, you can see that you can select different styles. You can also select the layout of your image. So if you have a specific spot that you know you want it to be a certain size, you can select that. Next to images, we have graphics. These are very similar to images, but I think of them more like stickers. Here you can see the different types or styles of graphics you can create as well. And then finally, we have videos. And with videos, you do not actually get to select your style, but you can still turn whatever is in your head into a fun video. So it doesn't matter if Canva doesn't have exactly what you want for your images. Magic Media is here to save the day. Now, let's talk about Magic Edit. Sometimes an image is almost perfect, but not quite. Like, have you noticed she has an extra hand? With Magic Edit, you can highlight one part and change it. Remove, replace, or add something new. It's like Genie giving your picture a quick makeover. First up is the background remover and Magic Eraser. These are lifesavers when an image is almost perfect, but has something distracting. In this example with Magic Eraser, I erased her hand completely because I don't think she has 3 hands. And you never know, it was there now. You can also strip away entire backgrounds in mere seconds. And here's a really fun idea. Use Magic Eraser to make spot the difference activities for your students. A quick edit, and suddenly you've got a whole new learning game. Next up is Magic Grab and Magic Edit. For Magic Grab, you might be looking for one particular thing in your image and you want it to stand out. So you can select it, make it larger, adjust it how you need. You can also, with Magic Edit, highlight just one item in the image, like a chair or someone's shoes, and change it however you want. In this case, I changed her outfit a bit. Maybe you really want to make an object pop, or you want to swap it out for something completely different. This is true Genie level editing anywhere in the picture. Magic Expand is where Canva lets you peek just beyond those edges of your image. You can stretch the picture out, and your Magic Genie fills in the missing background. It's like pulling back the curtain to see the rest of the scene that you didn't know was there. And finally, editing text while inside the image. This is a huge time saver when AI or clip art gets a little wild with the spelling. You don't have to toss the whole image. You just select the text, fix it, and you're done. Clean, professional, and exactly what you want your students, parents, or staff to see. This is just a brief overview of how to use the Magic Edit features. First, you need to have the image that you want selected. Next, you're going to come up to Edit. Here's where you have your options. And I'm not going to go through each of these because you saw in the video or in these slides the examples of these. For background remover, all you have to do is click on it and it will remove the background. For BG Generator, when you click on it, you get to type what kind of background you would like instead of the one that it has. Moving over to a Magic Eraser, there might be things in your image that you do not want in there. You have the option to brush over what you don't want and it will make it disappear. You can click on different objects and it's very handy that it highlights what it will erase. You can also get rid of the foreground or the text. You also have Magic Grab. What this does is it separates images from the background. So I can make the girl who is supposed to look like Jasmine or the tiger or both stand out. Again, you have options of how you want to do that. Moving on from Magic Grab, you also have Grab Text, which you could see in the video. You can select the text within an image. Also have Magic Edit. Let's say I didn't want this to be a tiger and I wanted it to be a lion instead. I could brush it or click on it and type right here what I want it to be. Then there's also Magic Expand, and all this does is make your image a little bit larger, very handy for when you need it to fit in a specific spot. This is linked to additional resources if you'd like to dive deeper into Canva's AI features. The links were available through the bit.ly or QR code at the beginning of this video. This way you can easily revisit them whenever you're ready to explore.